Hi there. I'm going to show you all a little trick I learned a few years ago when I worked a night shift and had to sleep days. I've often found that aluminum foil can come in pretty handy for all sorts of things. Now I'm just opening this roll. This is a brand new roll of aluminum foil. So first off, let me show you a little trick. Not a lot of people know this, but if you look right at the end of the aluminum foil, you'll see a little punch out area where if you take your fingers and punch in that little triangle of box right there, okay, on each end, okay, it helps to hold the roll in place. And you can pretty well stick your finger in there and ream it a little bit, okay, to make sure that it does catch inside the roll. Now when you go to pull the paper or the foil from the box, okay, the roll does not come out of the box. It stays in the box. And you can draw a good, nice, tight sheet. Okay? Now something I've also learned, another little trick, is tear the foil towards you. It tears a lot neater and a lot easier. It doesn't really matter a whole lot on this because we're going to do some trimming when we're done anyway. But I'm getting my foil ready so that I can put it on my window to help block out the sun. Now you'll see that the foil has a shiny side and a dull side. I highly recommend you put the shiny side out. It seems to have a better effect on reflecting the sunlight. This will also drop the temperature in your room by several degrees, as well as block the light. So bear with me, we'll get back to that. First thing you have to do is clean your window. Okay, it doesn't want to adhere to a dirty window. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this corner right here, and I'm just using regular window cleaner. And since I'm going to do this, I'll go ahead and do about half the window anyway. I'll get the other half later. Now, you want to make sure you get into the corners and the edges good, because that's where your paper is going to adhere. Okay, I've cleaned down to about midway. I've still got a little bit of residue on here from the window cleaner. And I'm going to grab another handful of paper towels and go back over it. Again, making sure I get right at the corners real good. And the edges real good. And then clean the window to make sure that there's no wet spots on it from the soap, because the soap will have adverse effects from what I understand. I've never done that, but just in case. Now then, you take your aluminum foil and your window, and what I have here is another bottle, a spray bottle, and it's warm. Very warm to the touch. I filled it with hot water straight from the tap. And all I'm going to do is spritz my window. Let's do this corner over here. Spritz my window real good and wet it down. Okay. And then take the aluminum foil, come up here and press it in right along the edges, like so. It doesn't have to be perfect, because as you do this, again, you will overlap. Okay. Smooth it out. Try to remove air bubbles. Okay. And you give yourself a little leeway because it may move on you. And it's not going to be perfectly smooth. But that's not the issue. The issue is to block the sunlight. Now then, you get this up here, you can get it nice and tight against the cracks. If you want to wait for a while before you trim it, you can. Or you can take a razor knife, such as the one I'm using here, and you can go up here along the edge and lightly, very lightly, score the aluminum foil. Do not cut deep. Just score. And you'll see what happens there after a minute. And it trims off pretty nice and neat. And then you can just go up here and press this down. Now, bear in mind, this is not a permanent installation. It can be removed. Okay, you may need a razor blade to scrape the window and a water bottle filled with warm water, such as what I've got here. And you would be surprised at the amount of light this will reduce coming into the room. It will also help save you a few degrees. So if you're running an air conditioner while you're sleeping, which I do all the time, even at night, it's going to save you a little bit of money because it's going to reflect a lot of the heat that you're going to find. Now, when you get done putting that up there, go ahead and smooth it out with your hands as best you can. Take a paper towel, go over it, smooth it out, and dry your window so that you don't have streaks all over it. Keep it clean. And now if you need to overlap, okay, which in many cases you will, and I recommend you work with shorter pieces and overlap, simply because shorter pieces are easier to work with. And since I've already got the window clean here, all I do is I start here and I hit the bottom, inch or two of this here, and then I take my foil, and again, shiny side out, I come up here and I overlap the other piece. Run this down into the thing. Sometimes you've got to play with it a little bit. But you can see it goes on fairly easy. And then take your paper towel. And if you're real careful when you put it on, okay, you can cut out about 99% of the light. And if you have a little gap and you can see that little gap, just push the foil over just a little bit while it's still moist. And you can eliminate about 99% of that light coming in. Well, you can see already, just with these two pieces here, how easy it is to block the light, how easy it is to hang. Now to remove it, okay, hit it with a warm water bottle, get the corner up and start to peel. There's like a little waxy coating underneath. You may need a razor blade or a razor scraper of some sort to go up and scrape some of the wax off the window, but it doesn't hurt anything. The wax will just peel right off of the window. That's about it. That's a quick little trip down memory lane. 35 years ago, I was doing this because it was a matter of survival, basically. Now I'm doing it to show other people something that I learned. I hope this helps. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in another video.